Good evening. Happy Tuesday. A lot of people have asked me to go over this latest nonsense video of Chili's, and I figured why not? The question pending is, can the cops order you out of a car? And I think a better question is, what happens if you don't? Because we already know that they can. Well, they can issue the order. It's not a violation of any constitutional right, at least not of the US Constitution, to order someone out of a vehicle. We have Pennsylvania versus Mims, which held that an officer can order the driver out of the vehicle without violating the Fourth Amendment. And then you had Maryland versus Wilson, which said that the same thing about passengers. An officer can, without violating the Fourth Amendment, there's no constitutional violation, an officer can order a passenger to get out of a vehicle that they've lawfully stopped. So, where do we go from there? And the only place we have to go from there is, what happens if you say no? What happens if you refuse? Well, if Chili tries his bullshit in California, then he might be facing a little statute called the Vehicle Code, Section 2800. It is unlawful to willfully fail or refuse to comply with a lawful order when a peace officer is in uniform and is performing duties pursuant to any of the provisions in this code, i.e., the Vehicle Code, or refuse to submit to a lawful inspection. So that's a misdemeanor. And if you fail to get out of the vehicle, then you can get hit with a 2800. If you resist arrest, if you resist them, if they try to pull you out of the vehicle, if you actively resist them or you go limp, then you could be facing a penal code 148A. So it's stupid to think that the police officers can't. There is no ruling that I'm aware of that says that you have some sort of a constitutional right to not get out of your car. There's no ruling that I'm aware of that says that your personal feelings about your safety or whatever trumps whatever the officers are ordering you to. So, I mean, you're just gonna have to either take Chili's advice and say no and potentially catch whatever charge. Remember in the press with Rancor, that was what, Michigan? I think, was it Michigan or Minnesota? I think it was Michigan. I don't remember off the top of my head. But whichever one of those states, they had a statute that wasn't even in their vehicle code that said you had to comply with lawful orders, or else it could be a felony. So, I mean, do with that what you will. Chili has nothing but his assertions, and Chili might be able to get away with it. Officers might not want to press the issue, but that's like saying that officers let me go with just a warning when I committed like speeding or something like that. Therefore, anybody can speed and get away with it. It's an argument without a good basis in reality. So now for the humiliation ritual, let's get this out of the way. We've got wavy hands. We've got hey. I need more information. Am I wearing pants? I'm going to say yes, you are, because you look like the kind of person who would be. Hello. 34th Street represent. Murby, hey everyone. Yay, a Murby's live. It's just short, just keeping it short. Yay, a review. The same shit Chili just refuses to accept he's wrong about. Yeah. But Chili will say it's not a lawful order. Well, that's not really Chili's decision to make. People have been charged with 2800 for not complying with it, and they've also been charged with 148A for resisting when the cops try to pull them out. So, I mean, and other states are going to have similar things. So, like, it's stupid, but I guess Chili can just assert that in every situation, a cop ordering you out of the vehicle is an unlawful order, or even any of them, without any further knowledge, any further facts. What if I show them my trifold? You'd probably have a better result showing you your tits, male or female. The answer to that question is yes. Cops can order you out of a vehicle. Please come to California. Well, again, check with your state laws. So California, there is a statute on point. I think it was Michigan. There was a statute on point. Other states probably have statutes on point, but you have to I'd talk to a local attorney. I wouldn't go with what a 20-year constitutional law scholar says when he's talking about things that can happen in 50 states with 50 different penal codes and vehicle codes and whatever. And his cult members are even telling those who are trying to clear it up that they need to read Pennsylvania versus Mims entirely. Yeah, I mean, Pennsylvania versus Mims, I mean, it's like right at the beginning. Oh boy, did I not share these? I hope I shared these. So this was Maryland versus Wilson, and this was vehicle code 2800. But Pennsylvania versus Mims, originally the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania said that it violated the Fourth Amendment to pull them out, and then they disagreed with the conclusion. The Supreme Court disagreed with the conclusion, and they held that it did not violate the Fourth Amendment. So against this important interest, it's de minimis. We think the additional intrusion only can be described as de minimis. Drivers being asked to expose to view very little more of his person than is already exposed. Police have already lawfully decided the driver shall be briefly detained. The only question is where you spend that period sitting in the driver's seat of his car or standing alongside of it. Not only is the insistence of the police on the latter choice not a serious intrusion upon the sanctity of the person, but it hardly rises above the level of petty dignity. What is it cost? What is it most mere inconvenience cannot prevail when balanced against the legitimate concerns or the officer's safety. And then again, the second question was the propriety of the search once the bulge in the jacket was observed. That's just pure Terry v. Ohio. So yeah. Pennsylvania versus Mims established it, and then if you have any doubt as to the way Pennsylvania versus Mims was decided, the Supreme Court said, in this case, we consider whether the rule of Pennsylvania versus Mims that a police officer may, as a matter of course, order a driver out of a lawfully stopped car to his vehicle extends to the passengers as well. We hold that it does. I mean, how much more clear can you get when the Supreme Court itself boils down a case to a rule that a police officer may, as a matter of course, order a driver of a lawfully stopped vehicle to exit his vehicle, or a lawfully stopped car to exit his vehicle? You can't get any clearer than that. Do you have to consent to a personal search without a warrant? Do you have to consent to a personal search without a warrant? You never have to consent to a search. How about that? If I'm not wearing pants, do I have to get out of the car? Well, it depends on if I'm buying you dinner or not. The ruling says the police can take you out of the car. It does. What if I take off all my clothes to show that I don't have a weapon? Good luck ordering me out of the vehicle then, coppers. You know, Paul, you're an attorney, and so you know that you're joking, but there are a lot of stupid people out there. So but yeah, wouldn't your penis be considered a weapon? Jillian is kamikaze fail full traffic stop advice. Yeah, it's pretty ludicrous. And they could also order to remain in the car, correct? Check with your local case law on that. We saw that in was it Michigan, wherever whose is what's it was, press with rancor. They can. California they can. Other states probably they can. I don't see what the difference would be between ordering someone to get out of the vehicle and ordering someone to stay in the vehicle. So check with the local attorney on your local state's rules. Lol, Paul, Chili will get away with it until he doesn't. Exactly. What if the passenger of a car is unable to get out on their own power, like someone is paralyzed? Well, you know, I'm sure if you cannot comply, then that doesn't. So it willfully is what California says. Willfully fail or refuse. Now, if you're paralyzed, obviously you're not willfully failing or willfully refusing. You're unable to. So I would assume that if you cannot act, that you probably will not be charged with failure to act. Oh my God, 34th Street for life, represent. Sunglasses. We have blankets, Paul. What you guys doing with the blankets is between you. When Chili got pulled over in Tempe, he said Pennsylvania versus Min gave him the right to get out of the car. Now it says the opposite, according to him. Yeah, he's a dunce cap. What if my car says I'm a sovereign citizen and driving on taxpayer-funded roads, though? What if? I'm not leaving my poor car alone with the cops. Okay. I mean, you might not have a choice. The law scholar is wrong. Go figure. I know. Crazy. Chili has a new trifold, though, coming out soon, unlike Chili. I see what you did there. How many mods wonder will Chili get charged? How many mods wonder will Chili get charged and tased? I don't know. Chili thinks he can choose the dissenting opinions and they have equal weight. Well, Chili's an idiot. The Oompa Loompas are working day and night on the new everlasting trifold. Well, I prefer the Gobstoppers. I'm hoping he gets tased before he gets charged. Merb, you are making me exhausted. I am sorry. Have some tea, snuggle up in bed, and flick that bean thinking of me. Brit! Can the cops order you get in the trunk of the car? Asking for a friend. Well, can they order you to? Probably. Is it lawful? Probably not. But knowing you, you'd probably get in there willingly. Hiya. Chili doesn't know he's wrong. There's a reason he doesn't show himself trying it with a real cop. Oh, I know. It's great to act it, right? It's great to act it. I'm wearing a kilt. Does that make me officially pantsless? No. I'm gonna consider a kilt pants. Pants with breathing room. Not in Texas, okay? Supreme Courts can't tell alphas what to do. That's probably true. Yes, it does. See, we agreed. What if your car is your primary residence? Well, then they can still order you to get out of it because it's still a vehicle. Thanks. Mr. Shingur, remember the time he showed his trifold and still got ticketed? Yeah. Tesh lines didn't help him very much. Burb, if Shirley says nope, that makes everything fact disappear. That is true. Are there stupid attorneys? Hell yes, brother. There are lots of stupid attorneys. Police can do anything they want. Technically, no. Of course, defend. This is my rifle. This is my gun. This one's for fighting. This one's for fun. Yes, sir. Paul has a big gun. Haha, I absolutely adore you. I adore you too, Vixter T. Chili can only get out of his car to jerk off in public bathrooms when he gets caught fired. I believe he's actually using the glory holes, not jerking off. Shit, now I'm singing. Chili's got a gun. Chili's got a gun. The whole world's come undone. Everybody is on the run. Horlicks tonight, not tea. That sounds kind of spicy. Horlicks, huh? Wink. I would not get in the trunk, Merb, but thanks. You'd have the tarp in there already ready for you. You have lye, a shovel. You'd be fixing to kick it in that trunk. Chili was afraid to get out of the car because of his mankini. That's kind of gross. So if they make you exit the vehicle, can you legally roll up windows and lock the doors, etc., and prevent them from further attempts to search? I would. That trifold is a joke. It's indestructible, Peachy Rider. Happy Fat Tuesday. Well, are you making fun of how big I am? Exit, not exist. Not on topic, I know, but have you watched any of the Long Island audit court case, and do you have any thoughts on it? I have not watched it, and I do not have any thoughts on it. If your primary residence is a vehicle, you need to be moving. Otherwise, they need a warrant in California. Okay. Me to search it? I don't think so. Exigent circumstances would still apply to like a car that you're living in. How to find an attorney to help change state law that conflicts with federal. I don't know. It would depend on the state that you're in. And be prepared to spend a lot of money. Chili also demonstrated in Arizona that reverse psychology works on him, so all the officer has to do is ask him politely to remain in the car, and he'll get out just despite the officer. Yes, he is not bright. What about a camper van certified by CAD-MV as a camper van meant for habitation? What about it? How did you know what was in my trunk, Merb? Are you psychic? No, I'm stalking you. Chili recently said he was a Hollywood agent for over 20 years representing major talent. Well, he's a liar, so there you go. Merv, if Chili does get stopped outside of Ohio, could he possibly be arrested and extradited based on the warrant? Could he? Yes. Is it probable? No. It's very unlikely. They're not going to pay money to extradite him for a misdemeanor. He's not moving. He's traveling. Yeah. It's his vessel. No, Merv, for Far Tuesdays is a cool restaurant, bro. Fat Tuesday. Shit, now Burb is lawyering. I love you, bro. I love you too. Thanks for what? Oh, shit. To Chili's credit, every time I've been pulled over by an imaginary cop, I didn't have to get out. And I never got a ticket from an imaginary cop either. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.